I told you I would be back. Oh, that was a lame intro, but hey, this is Mighty City Warrior here. And I got to fit everything I gotta say in 10 minutes, so I gotta start talking now. Like I said in the last video, I gotta talk about Sam and Mrs. Benson a lot. And this third promo, like I said before, it's Freddie saying, are we like boyfriend and girlfriend now? And Carly's like, I don't know, maybe. And then you see Mrs. Benson walk in, Carly's kneeling down, she walks in, she screams, and then they scream, and then Carly's like, or Sam's just like, what's just happening there? And she's like, I kissed Freddie. And then, Freddie's like, you just can't stand the idea Carly needs a couple, and she's like, very true, it makes me want to pick up blood. Number one, Sam in that promo, I think Dan even said she plays a very big part in this episode, in both plots, you know. So it's just not her and Spencer playing paintball. It's her finding out about Freddie and all that stuff and being a part of that. It's not a love triangle, I don't think. It's an incomplete love triangle, as I put it, because there's no middle, you know. It's, you know, as of now, Freddie loves Carly, you know, boom, Sam loves Freddie, and then Carly's just kind of like in the middle of kind of all that, you know. So it's an incomplete love triangle in my opinion. She answers, very true, it makes me want to pick up blood, sarcastically. Now, there could be a couple of reasons why she says this. There's actually could be 3 reasons, but I rolled one of them out yesterday. Number 1, she can't stand the idea of Freddie dating Carly. She can't stand the idea of Carly dating Freddie. Or she's just not into goody-goody romance. Which I think Carly dating Freddie is out. Because she was so happy when Carly went out with Griffin, you know. But also, I think she got excited about that because that's kind of how she sees herself in the future, you know. It was a bad boy and a good girl, you know, and I think her feelings for Griffin might be explored in IBD, but I really doubt it. You know, they're too much alike, like Carly and Freddie. Like I always say, you know, the triangles or Carly and Freddie and Sam and Freddie are like a puzzle piece. Carly and Freddie are too much alike, therefore they won't fit together. But Sam and Freddie are opposites, therefore they will fit together perfectly. Let's see. You know, it just seems like Sam really doesn't want Freddie to get... Sam would never want Freddie to get hurt to an extent, like I've said before. And, you know, it's just kind of like... Sam would punch Freddie, Freddie would say, ow, she'd laugh. But she'd never... I don't think she'd ever want something this bad to happen to him. And this is for you Freddies out there that are listening that doubt that Sam has feelings for Freddie. She may not have, like, you know, I love you feelings for him, but she does care. Okay, she cares. Otherwise, she wouldn't run in and tell Spencer that with that much. She would have just been like, "Oh, hey Spencer, yeah, Freddie got hit by a taco truck. See ya." You know, that kind of thing. Number 2, Mrs. Benson. Oh, she plays a very big part in this episode as well. She walks in and interrupts their kiss, which, yay for Mrs. Benson! Yay! I know you critics out there are probably like, I hate you. But come on, this is your glory moment right here. They finally kiss. It finally happens to you guys. But, Sadier's probably like, oh, that's a letdown. But there's a lot of good points right here. And then I actually talk about the actual kiss here in a sec, after I talk about Mrs. Benson. Mrs. Benson seems to kind of, like, resent Carly a little bit. You know, she's like, you know, he's not fine, and you are, in the newest promo. And, she's always had kind of like a sarcastic and like almost like angry, you know, everything to say to Carly about like Freddie, you know. She snapped at her during I Move Out, and even in Offense, which is a season 1 episode, I think she's just tired of the fact that Carly's always letting down Freddie and saying, no, I really don't want to go out with you. And now she's finally, you know, saying yes, and Miss Spencer's like probably like, oh, now you say yes, you know. Spencer, he probably finds out about it, but I don't know how he's gonna react. It's gonna be funny to watch. You know, Spencer's gonna be just kind of like, what? You know, and I guarantee you, I'm at least 90-something% sure that the city kiss might be brought up. Just might be. But, you know, seriously, I really, really doubt that you can compare these kisses. You know, you can't compare the kisses. They're two totally different things. You know, think about it like this. The first one was the first kiss, on the fire escape with music. It was romantic, kind of, nighttime and everything like that. And, it's just kind of, and then the other one was, a thank you kiss in Freddy's bedroom out of gratitude. Now, think about it like this. The steady kiss was mutual, and the Freddy kiss was, I put it this way. Half of Cruddy initiated the kiss, half of Cruddy kissed the other, but the half of Cruddy that, didn't really do anything is the half of SETI we need. Carly isn't in the equation of SETI at all, and she initiated the kiss, she kissed Freddy, yet, well, Freddy did kiss back, and I'll talk about that too, but, she's not in SETI. The half of SETI was just kind of sitting there like, oh, okay. And even during the kiss, Okay, so, beforehand, she just takes him out of the shower and is helping him get out of the bathroom. And she has these goggles on to cover her eyes, And then she keeps talking, and, he's like, thanks for helping me, and then she's like, you wouldn't need my help if it wasn't for me. He's like, will you stop with that? And then, the whole, everyone's cool saying you're a hero, I don't feel like a hero dialogue kind of comes up. And then she's like, well, you are one of me. And then she sits in the bed, and this is what is going to confirm. She leans forward, and she kisses him. But if you look at his body language before, now, like I said in my past videos, I have this thing where I'm able to be nonverbal communication, which is 93% of verbal communication. Carly doesn't look like, I love Freddy so much, she's just like, oh my god, my hero, I love him at the moment kind of thing. And Freddy's just kind of sitting there like, what the heck is going on here? And then she leans in and kisses him, and you see his eyes, like, bulge open, like, oh, oh crap, what's going to happen? Kind of like that. And then when she leans down and kisses him, he kisses back, but he's just kind of like, okay. Like, he kisses back, like, it's a normal guy thing to do. It's a normal thing to do when someone's kissing you, to kiss them back. But, he's just unsure about it. His eyes are open for about the first 3 seconds, and we just kind of see him, like, before him. So, yes, Crediers, this is your moment. Bask in the glory. SETiers, do not give up hope, Do not stop believing in SETI, because remember, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of Cruddy. Cruddy will be explored and resolved. This is the climax of Cruddy, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying Cruddy's going to be fully, resolved, but there's never going to be another moment where, they're probably going to kiss, and then, feelings might open up for each other, I really don't think that's going to happen. So, my time is running out here, and like I said before, I got to some things that I really wanted to get to, but I didn't. But, watch this episode, whether you're a Credier or a SETier. Dan said it was just as much of a SETI episode, whether you want to believe it or not, and he said there's a surprise ending, so I'm not surprised if Dan has some, SETI thrown in there somewhere. So, rock on, SETI warriors, and, don't forget to check out SETI Mania and Sarcastic Lee's videos, and rock on, SETI warriors, rock on, and peace out.